Welcome to Empathy Stories, where heartfelt journeys of courage and compassion unfold. Today, immerse yourself in the inspiring tale of Mia Davis, a 15-year-old battling relentless bullying, and her loyal dog Max, whose heroic actions transformed her life. Get ready to be moved by a story of resilience and unwavering friendship. In the vibrant cityscape of Los Angeles, where dreams are as sprawling as the palm-lined avenues, Mia Davis navigated the halls of Westwood High with a quiet resilience that belied her tender age. At 15, Mia was no stranger to the sting of isolation. Each morning, as the sun cast its golden hue over the sprawling campus, she faced the familiar battlefield of teenage cliques and whispered taunts. Her sanctuary found only in the unwavering companionship of her loyal dog, Max. Max, a striking gray German shepherd with eyes that mirrored the wisdom of the wild, was more than just a pet to Mia. He was her protector and confidant. Their bond was forged through countless moments of silent understanding and unwavering support. On this particular autumn morning, the air carried a crisp chill, the fallen leaves dancing playfully along the sidewalks as Mia sat at her kitchen table, stirring her cereal absent-mindedly. Her mother, Karen, moved around the kitchen with practiced efficiency, the scent of freshly brewed coffee filling the room. "Emma, you're going to be late if you don't finish soon," Karen called out, her voice tinged with the usual morning urgency. Mia glanced up, her eyes meeting her mother's with a mixture of fatigue and resignation. "I know, Mom," she replied softly, her voice carrying the weight of another day at Westwood High. For Mia, school was less a place of learning and more a daily struggle to maintain her sense of self amidst relentless bullying. As Mia grabbed her backpack, Max bounded to her side, his presence a comforting constant in her turbulent world. "Stay home, kiddo," she murmured, crouching to pet his head. His golden eyes seemed to convey an unspoken promise of protection, a silent assurance that she wasn't alone in her battles. The journey to school was a solitary one, the bustling streets of Los Angeles blurring into a monochrome backdrop as Mia mentally prepared herself for the day's challenges. Upon arrival, the familiar chaos of students congregating around lockers and animatedly discussing weekend plans greeted her. To Mia, these were mere distractions. The real struggle lay in navigating the interactions with those who sought to undermine her confidence. As she walked down the crowded hallway, Mia felt the familiar tension tighten around her. The sight of Brittany Taylor, the most popular girl in school, always sent a shiver down her spine. Brittany, with her flawless appearance and commanding presence, was the orchestrator of Mia's daily torment. Accompanied by her loyal followers, Olivia and Ryan, Brittany made it her mission to ensure Mia remained the invisible girl, a target for their cruel games. "Hey, look who's here," Brittany called out loudly, her voice echoing through the corridor. "Our very own invisible girl," she sneered, her eyes gleaming with malicious delight. Mia's heart pounded in her chest as she tried to shrink away, her footsteps faltering for a moment before she mustered the strength to continue. "Leave me alone, Brittany," she muttered under her breath, her voice barely audible. But Brittany's taunting only intensified. "Leave you alone? Where's the fun in that?" she laughed loudly, pulling the strap of Mia's backpack and causing it to fall to the floor. "Oops, what a klutz," Brittany scoffed, drawing snickers from Olivia and Ryan. Mia bent down to pick up her books, her hands trembling slightly. The cafeteria was her refuge, a quiet corner where she could eat her lunch in peace, away from the relentless bullying. As she walked toward her usual seat, Mia heard a new voice cutting through the tension. "Amber, don't you think that's enough?" It came from Luke Anderson, the quarterback of the football team. Unlike Brittany, Luke wasn't part of her daily tormentors, but his intervention was a rare moment of decency in Mia's otherwise hostile environment. Brittany turned to face him, a forced smile plastered on her face. "Maybe you should join the Losers Club," she retorted sarcastically, her tone dripping with disdain. Mia ignored the exchange, her focus returning to the cafeteria door, where Brittany and her entourage approached, taking her usual seat alone in the corner. Mia tried to distance herself from the unfolding drama, hoping to avoid further humiliation. But as Brittany and her friends neared, the inevitable confrontation loomed. Sitting alone at her table, Mia watched as Brittany sauntered over, her presence commanding the attention of everyone nearby. Olivia leaned over, eyeing Mia's lunch with a sneer. "I think your lunch looks disgusting," Olivia commented loudly, her voice laced with mockery. Before Mia could respond, Brittany reached out and forcefully threw her lunch onto the floor. "Why do you do that? What did I do to you?" she demanded, her voice filled with false outrage. Mia's voice cracked as she whispered, "I didn't do anything, but the damage was already done." The cafeteria fell silent, the tension hanging heavy in the air as Brittany laughed cruelly, egged on by Olivia and Ryan. Embarrassed and overwhelmed, Mia grabbed her backpack and fled the scene, tears streaming down her face as she sought refuge in the small garden behind the school. There, amidst the quiet rustling of leaves and the soft murmur of distant conversations, Mia tried to compose herself. The cool air did little to soothe her racing heart as she leaned against the wall, her mind replaying the humiliating encounter over and over. Just as she began to feel a semblance of calm, footsteps approached her, followed by a familiar growl. Before Mia could react, Max burst into the garden, his presence commanding and protective. Brittany and her friends emerged behind him, their attempts to intimidate Mia mirrored by Max's unwavering stance. As Brittany taunted him, Max's growl deepened, his eyes fixed on her with a fierce determination. "Shadow, stay back," Mia whispered urgently, but Max was beyond her control. With a swift movement, he lunged forward, knocking Ryan to the ground and tearing Brittany's elegant dress with a force that left her standing in nothing but her underwear. The cafeteria erupted in a mixture of shock and laughter as the once fearsome Brittany stood exposed, her facade of invincibility shattered in an instant. The unexpected turn of events left everyone speechless. Mia stood frozen, her eyes meeting Max's unwavering gaze, feeling a surge of gratitude and empowerment. The bullies, now humiliated and backed away, scattered amidst the chaos, leaving Mia and Max alone in the garden once more. As the reality of what had just transpired settled in, Mia realized that her struggle was far from over. But for the first time, she felt a flicker of hope. With Max by her side, she understood that true courage and friendship could defy even the most relentless forms of bullying. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of a transformation, not just for Mia, but for everyone who witnessed the extraordinary bond between a girl and her dog. From an outsider's perspective, Mia Davis's experience at Westwood High was a powerful testament to the enduring strength of loyalty and the profound impact of empathy. Her journey through persistent bullying, supported by her faithful companion Max, highlighted the importance of standing up against injustice and the transformative power of unwavering friendship. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that sometimes the most unexpected heroes emerge from the most ordinary moments, leaving an indelible mark on the lives they touch. As the sun dipped lower in the Los Angeles sky, casting long shadows across the bustling school grounds, Mia Davis felt the weight of the day pressing down on her. The cafeteria incident had left her shaken, the sting of Brittany Taylor's mockery still fresh in her mind. Seeking solace, Mia made her way to the secluded garden behind Westwood High, a place where she could momentarily escape the relentless torment and find a semblance of peace. The garden was Mia's sanctuary, a serene haven filled with blooming flowers and the soothing sounds of nature. She sank onto a bench beneath a towering oak tree, her eyes tracing the vibrant petals swaying gently in the evening breeze. Max, her faithful German shepherd, settled beside her, his presence a comforting constant in her tumultuous world. His golden eyes, always so perceptive, seemed to understand the depth of her pain without her needing to utter a word. As Mia attempted to compose herself, the distant sounds of laughter and chatter from the school seemed to fade into the background, replaced by the soft rustling of leaves and the distant hum of traffic. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her racing heart, when suddenly, a familiar group of voices cut through the tranquility. "Hey, Mia, what's wrong?" Still crying over Brittany's crap? Brittany's voice rang out, sharp and mocking, accompanied by Olivia and Ryan's cruel laughter. Mia's heart sank as she glanced up, spotting Brittany and her entourage approaching her with renewed determination to belittle her. "Leave me alone, Brittany," Mia whispered, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and frustration. But Brittany wasn't done. She stepped closer, her eyes gleaming with malicious intent. "What's the matter, Mia? Didn't like how your lunch got ruined? Or maybe you need something to keep you company," she taunted, her tone dripping with insincerity. Olivia snickered, and Ryan rolled his eyes, clearly relishing Mia's discomfort. The tension in the air thickened. The once serene garden now transformed into a battleground of cruelty and humiliation. Mia felt the familiar urge to shrink away, to disappear into the shadows. But something within her refused to capitulate. She had endured too much to let Brittany's torment define her. As Brittany continued her tirade, pushing Mia further into emotional distress, a deep, resonant growl pierced the air. The sound was both commanding and protective, a stark contrast to the petty cruelty surrounding them. Mia looked down to see Max standing beside her, his posture alert and his eyes fixed unwaveringly on Brittany and her friends. "Max, no," Mia pleaded softly, but it was too late. Max surged forward with a fluid grace, his powerful frame moving with purpose. Brittany took a step back, her confident facade wavering as she met Max's fierce gaze. "Hey, Max, back off," she shouted, her voice tinged with fear she hadn't intended to show. Max didn't hesitate. With a swift motion, he lunged toward Ryan, sending him sprawling to the ground. The force of Max's charge was enough to knock Ryan off balance, the boy crashing into a nearby flower bed, dirt and petals scattering around him. Olivia and Brittany stood frozen, their initial bravado dissolving into genuine shock and apprehension. "Stop it, Max!" Olivia cried, her voice cracking as she tried to regain control of the situation. But Max was unwavering, his protective instincts fully engaged. He moved closer to Mia, his presence a formidable barrier between her and her tormentors. Brittany, realizing the gravity of the situation, attempted to retreat, but Max was relentless. With a final, resolute push, he tore at the hem of Brittany's elegant dress, ripping it away and leaving her standing in nothing but her underwear. The cafeteria erupted into chaos. Students who had been watching the confrontation from a distance rushed toward the garden, their faces a mix of astonishment and disbelief. Laughter and murmurs filled the air. But this time, the laughter was directed at Brittany's humiliation rather than Mia's vulnerability. The once intimidating figure of Brittany Taylor now stood exposed, her power stripped away by Max's unwavering protection. Mia watched in awe and gratitude as Max returned to her side, his fur slightly disheveled, but his eyes shining with unwavering loyalty. She knelt down, gently stroking his back, her voice filled with emotion. "Thank you, Max. You saved me." The crowd around them began to disperse, the immediate threat neutralized by Max's heroic intervention. Students who had previously ignored Mia now offered words of support and admiration. Chloe, a quiet girl who had never spoken to Mia before, approached hesitantly. "That was incredible, Mia. And Max, he's amazing," she said softly, her eyes reflecting a newfound respect. Brittany, humiliated and defeated, hastily gathered her torn dress and fled the scene, her former dominance shattered. Ryan, still recovering from the fall, struggled to his feet, his face flushed with embarrassment. Olivia, usually so confident, looked around sheepishly, the reality of her actions sinking in as the other students' judgmental gazes bore into her. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the garden, Mia felt a profound sense of relief and empowerment. The ordeal had tested her in ways she hadn't imagined, but with Max by her side, she had found the courage to stand up against her bullies. The lessons learned that day were etched deeply into her heart. The importance of loyalty, the strength found in friendship, and the undeniable power of empathy and protection. From an outsider's perspective, Mia Davis's experience in the school garden was a vivid illustration of how unexpected heroes can emerge in moments of vulnerability. Max's heroic actions not only provided immediate protection, but also ignited a spark of change within the school community. The transformation in Mia's relationships and the shift in perception among her peers highlighted the profound impact that love and empathy can have in overcoming adversity. It was a testament to the enduring bond between a girl and her dog, and the incredible ways in which loyalty and courage can inspire and uplift those around us. As Mia walked back to the school building, her steps lighter and her spirit buoyed by the support of her peers. She knew that this was just the beginning of her journey towards reclaiming her confidence and fostering a more compassionate environment. With Max by her side, Mia felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, her heart filled with hope and the unwavering belief that together, they could overcome any obstacle. As the days turned into weeks following the dramatic incident in the garden, the ripple effects of Max's heroic intervention began to shape the atmosphere at Westwood High. The viral video capturing Brittany Taylor's public humiliation quickly spread across social media platforms, igniting conversations and garnering widespread support for Mia Davis. What was once a place of torment began to transform into a community rallying around empathy and respect. The morning after the incident, Mia walked into school with a newfound sense of confidence. Gone were the days of dodging Brittany and her entourage. Instead, she was met with nods of encouragement and smiles from classmates who had once overlooked her. The elderly woman, Mrs. Thompson, who had quietly supported Mia in the garden, now waved warmly as Mia passed by, her eyes filled with genuine admiration. "Good morning, Mia," she greeted softly, a stark contrast to the earlier hostility Mia had endured. Mia felt a surge of gratitude as she navigated through the bustling hallways. The support from her peers, many of whom had previously remained indifferent, now enveloped her like a protective shield. Chloe, the shy girl who had always sat alone in the cafeteria, approached Mia with a tentative smile. "Hey, Mia," she began, her voice barely above a whisper. "I watched the video. You and Max are incredible." Mia returned the smile, her heart swelling with appreciation. "Thank you, Chloe. It means a lot to hear that." Meanwhile, Brittany Taylor and her friends, Olivia and Ryan, faced the consequences of their actions. The backlash from the viral video was swift and unforgiving. Brittany, once the epitome of popularity, found herself ostracized by her peers and taunted by teachers for her unkind behavior. The pressure became too much, and within a few weeks, Brittany transferred to another school, her reputation in shambles. Olivia and Ryan, too, struggled to regain their former status, their initial support for Brittany waning as the community turned against them. Max, Mia's loyal German Shepherd, became an unofficial mascot at Westwood High. Students admired his unwavering loyalty and protective nature, often stopping by Mia's locker to pat his head or offer a treat. Max's presence symbolized the strength found in true friendship and the importance of standing up against injustice. His golden eyes continued to reflect the kindness and courage that had become synonymous with Mia's persona. With the bullying subsided, Mia began to embrace her newfound confidence. The support from her peers and the unwavering companionship of Max allowed her to step out of the shadows and into the light. She started participating in school activities, joining clubs that aligned with her interests and values. Mia found herself surrounded by friends who appreciated her for who she was, not for fitting into any preconceived molds of popularity or acceptance. One afternoon, as Mia and Max enjoyed a walk through the school garden, Sarah, a compassionate and outgoing student, approached them with a friendly smile. "Hi, Mia," she greeted warmly. "I wanted to apologize for not being there for you before. Seeing what happened with Max really changed how I see things." Mia nodded, feeling a deep sense of relief and connection. "Thank you, Sarah. It means a lot to have your support. Their conversation was a turning point for Mia, solidifying her belief in the power of empathy and mutual respect. The garden, once a place of solitude and refuge, now became a symbol of growth and healing. Together, Mia and Sarah worked to create a more inclusive and supportive environment at Westwood High, advocating for kindness and understanding among their peers. The transformation extended beyond personal relationships. Teachers and administrators began implementing programs aimed at fostering a positive school culture, addressing issues of bullying and discrimination head-on. Workshops on empathy, respect, and the importance of standing up against injustice became regular fixtures in the school calendar. Inspired by the collective desire to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future, Mia's journey also inspired her to pursue advocacy beyond the confines of school. She began volunteering with local organizations dedicated to supporting bullied youth, using her voice and experiences to raise awareness and drive change. Max, ever her faithful companion, accompanied her to events, his presence a comforting reminder of the bond they shared and the strength they drew from one another. One evening, as the sun set over Los Angeles, casting a warm glow across the city, Mia sat with her mother, Karen, in their cozy living room. They reflected on the past weeks, the challenges overcome, and the lessons learned. Karen's eyes sparkled with pride as she looked at Mia, her daughter, now a beacon of resilience and compassion. "You've grown so much, Mia," Karen remarked, her voice filled with emotion. "I'm so proud of you." Mia smiled, her heart full. "I couldn't have done it without Max and the support of everyone around me. It just goes to show that when we stand together, we can overcome anything." As Mia looked out the window, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The journey from a bullied girl to an empowered advocate had been arduous, but it was the unwavering support, the bonds of friendship, and the lessons in empathy that had truly transformed her life. The experience had taught her that true strength lies not in enduring alone, but in the connections we forge and the courage to stand up for what is right. From an outsider's perspective, Mia Davis's story was a powerful testament to the enduring strength of loyalty and the transformative impact of empathy. Her journey illustrated how moments of vulnerability could lead to profound personal growth and communal harmony. The bond between Mia and Max symbolized the unbreakable ties of friendship and protection, inspiring those around them to foster a more compassionate and inclusive environment. As the school year progressed, Westwood High thrived under the new culture of kindness and respect. Mia's advocacy continued to inspire her peers, creating a legacy of empowerment and support that would resonate for years to come. The lessons learned from the incident in the garden had not only changed Mia's life, but had also ignited a movement towards a more just and empathetic community. In the quiet moments of reflection, Mia knew that her journey was far from over. But with Max by her side and a network of supportive friends and allies, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The story of Mia and Max was a shining example of how courage, empathy, and unwavering support could overcome even the darkest of adversities, paving the way for a brighter, more inclusive future. Thank you for joining us on Empathy Stories and experiencing Mia and Max's remarkable journey of empowerment and support. We hope their story has touched your heart and inspired you to stand up against injustice with empathy and courage. If you found this tale meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting stories that celebrate the human spirit. Until next time, may kindness and resilience guide your way.